For 12 years, everyone at Camp Williams knew her simply as the cook, Staff Sergeant Rachel Thompson, the soft-spoken woman with rolled-up sleeves, who was there to serve breakfast at 0600 sharp, lunch at noon, and dinner until every soldier was served. She never yelled, never grumbled about the long hours, never demanded recognition, but what nobody realized was that Rachel Thompson had a history, one which would have amazed everyone on that base. Today, that history was going to resurface. Camp Williams nestled between Georgia's pine woods, where recruits were transformed into soldiers, and Rachel operated her kitchen with precision. At 42, she moved with the kind of intention that only time could form, every step deliberate, every passing second wisely utilized, her hair perpetually in regulation bun, her hazel eyes serene yet unfathomable, and a thin scar running from her left eye to her temple, a scar no one ever dared inquire about. Every morning before dawn broke, Rachel unlocked the mess hall, cranked up the grills, and started her daily routine. 800 men relied on her cooking, and she never sent a single one away hungry. To the young cooks, she was more than a boss. She was the backbone of the mess hall, the kind of leader who led quietly and gained respect without ever asking for it. But today, on this Tuesday morning, everything was different. At 7:30 hours, when breakfast cleanup was underway, a motorcade of black SUVs drove into camp. General Michael Sullivan had come. Without warning, Sullivan was rumored to have, by the book, inspections and was feared for his temper. He believed discipline started in the minutest of details, and that any weakness was a crack in the chain of command. He tore through the barracks like a tempest, barking commands, complaining about everything from off-kilter bed sheets to dusty shoes, and by 0900 hours, he arrived at Rachel's territory, the mess hall. The kitchen was filled with energy, but Rachel's smooth leadership kept everything running like clockwork. Sullivan entered, surveying the room with a cold glare. "This," he stated, his voice echoing, "is where discipline succumbs. Observe this mess. Grub being left out, troopers going in and out at will. No military discipline whatsoever." Rachel set her knife down, paused. Her tone, steady but serene. "Sir, my unit works under all health and safety guidelines. We provide quality food on schedule daily." Sullivan's jaw tightened. He wasn't used to being corrected, especially not by a cook. He marched up to her station. "Soldier, throw it all out. Everything you've made today. Start over. Show your troops what real standards look like." The kitchen fell silent. Every spatula froze mid-air. Everyone knew what this meant. Waste dozens of pounds of perfectly good food, just to feed his ego. Rachel's hands didn't tremble. She met him straight on. "Respectfully, sir, I won't do it." The air hung motionless. You could have heard a pin drop. Sullivan's face turned angry. "That's not your decision, soldier. You'll do as I say or go through the brig." Rachel didn't blink. "Sir, I obey legal orders. Tossing away food that feeds our soldiers isn't legal. It's wasteful. And I've seen what actual hunger is." A young soldier by the sink finally found his voice, shaking. "Sir, she's not a cook." Sullivan spun around. "What did you say, soldier?" Before the soldier could reply, Rachel spoke softly. "He means, prior to assuming this role, I did 3 tours overseas, 2 in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq." Gasp went through the mess hall. Rachel pulled out a frayed piece of cloth from her jacket, a ranger tab. Sewn into the lining, whispering spread, Sullivan stiffened. He'd read that report years earlier. "Name and record," he intoned. Voice then softer. "Staff Sergeant Rachel Thompson," she answered calmly. "Former Master Sergeant, Combat Medic 75th Ranger Regiment, Bronze Star with Valor, Silver Star, Purple Heart, medically reclassified after taking shrapnel to the head outside Kandahar." That scar, now it made sense. The mess hall was quiet. Even the air was thick. Sullivan's voice broke just a little. "I didn't know." Rachel shook her head. "You shouldn't have to, sir. Every soldier here, regardless of assignment, deserves respect. We've all served. We've all sacrificed. And none of us deserve to be dismissed. Then she turned back to her cutting board and continued working. Sullivan stood frozen, his pride dissolving into humility. Then, without a word, he left. By nightfall, everyone on base knew what had happened. The chef who'd defied a general and shown herself to be a war hero with medals. But Rachel didn't alter. The following morning, she was there again before dawn, sleeves rolled up, grill warm, waiting for soldiers to serve just as always. A week passed, and General Sullivan came back. This time, he entered the mess hall alone. He waited until Rachel had a break, then slipped over quietly. "Sergeant Thompson," he said, his voice firm, "I apologize to you, and this base apologizes to you." A month later, a plaque in the mess hall commemorating her service, but Rachel never spoke of that day again. She didn't have to, because all who dined in that hall now knew something more, that heroism does not always wear armor, that service does not end when the battlefield ends, and that sometimes the fiercest warriors fight in quiet, only armed with honor, heart, and unshakable bravery. If Rachel's story is inspiring you, stories of silent strength and unbreakable commitment, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more tales of valor, because sometimes the best heroes are those who never ask to be one.